on page 85, number 1A, we start to begin to talk about supply curves. And so I begin as I usually do with my familiar, that's terrible. So let's try that again. Let's see, my familiar sort of straight line supply and demand model, where I have quantity supplied on the x-axis, and I have price that corresponds to each one of those quantities supplied on the y-axis. I'm going to draw my supply curve, which now looks different than my demand curve. It's upward sloping from left to right. And the reason for that is my assumption that suppliers are profit maximizers, so that as the price of a good that they're supplying increases, the quantity that they supply also increases. They want to make money, so when prices go up, they're supplying more. So number 1 says, and again, these problems are to ask us to determine whether what the problem describes is a shift or a movement, a shift of the supply curve or a movement along the supply curve. Part A says more homeowners put their houses up for sale during a real estate boom that causes house prices to rise. I don't think this is the best worded question, but what this is saying is that there was first a real estate boom. So let's first pretend that prior to the real estate boom, homeowners, because homeowners are the ones supplying houses to the market, homeowners were supplying, say, this many houses, this quantity, they're supplying this quantity. And that corresponds to, say, this general price level of houses. So say houses are maybe a 2-bedroom rancher, maybe that's the prices we're going with. And a 2-bedroom rancher is selling for something in the neighborhood of $170,000. And at that price, homeowners are selling this many. So you could think of it as like a percentage of homes up for sale in a month or so. Then you have a real estate boom. And so this problem isn't very clear about the catalyst, but a real estate boom means that the prices of homes, for whatever reason, people can borrow more easily, interest rates are lower, whatever, prices for homes start to increase. So this is your new, so let's say that this is our new price of a house. So maybe now that 2-bedroom rancher that was selling for $170,000 is now selling at, say, $350,000. And so now homeowners are going to supply more to the market. And if we come down here to the x-axis, this is our new quantity supplied. And that rightward shift along the x-axis exactly indicates that homeowners now have put more homes up for sale. They're supplying more homes to the market. And so this, because the catalyst in the change of supply is a change in the price of houses, however subtly they say this in the problem, the answer to this question is that it is a movement along the supply curve. In the next video, I will do 1B.